Hi. So I wanted to come on here and just kind of share my thoughts today, which is the day after the 2024 fall equinox in the northern hemisphere. And I wanted to start sharing the story of this necklace. So I'm not sure if you can see this. Honestly, I'm not even sure what this is called. I don't know if this is the Chalice Well in Glastonbury or exactly what it's called. Um, but it has this symbol here, which is very akin to a Vesica Pisces. Um, I'm going to probably sound so silly and ignorant for not knowing exactly what this is. I think it's the Chalice Well in Glastonbury. I should have fact checked that before I got on here. But anyways, on the back of it, it's probably not going to show up, but it says everything is connected and there's a spiral. Let's see if I can align it. Nope. There it is. So it says everything is connected. So I came across this necklace. I've never been to Glastonbury or I've been to anyways. I've never been to Glastonbury. And where I found this necklace, I was staying a couple of years ago. I think it was in 2021. No, it would have been summer of 2022. Summer of 2020, so two years ago. I was staying at an Airbnb and on the beach, and in the Airbnb there were beach chairs that were available for us to use that just came with the Airbnb. And so we grabbed some of the beach chairs and went to the beach. And so the chair that I had grabbed had this necklace and like one other necklace or bracelet thing that has some like little baby quartz crystals on it. And I found it in the cup holder of this chair. And it obviously had been left there. So there wasn't, I mean, I could have just left it there, but I assumed kind of that whoever's it was had left it behind. So I took it. Now, as I'm saying that, I don't know that I should have, but regardless, it was very much something that I felt called to take. I felt like it was kind of a synchronicity at the time, and just not knowing what it was, but obviously it saying everything is connected on the back, and the symbol being a Vesica Pisces with a column, a vertical column running through it. It has significance. Obviously, the Vesica Pisces shows up in the pattern of the flower of life, and everything is connected. And so it felt very aligned. And anyways, so I took it. Anyways, so fast forwarding, I still don't know very much about this. I don't know the lore behind it. I don't know the history behind it. I just know that it's one of the significant things on our planet. There's these things all over the place, right? The pyramids, Machu Picchu, I mean, everywhere. Just Mount Shasta, various places in Bali and India. There's sacred spiritual, like sacred places of significance all over the planet. And I've really deepened into my spirituality this year. It's something that I have kind of always been on the periphery, really since like 2019, like right before COVID. I was going through a divorce and, or I was in a really difficult marriage at the time that eventually led to divorce, but I was in a really difficult spot. And that's kind of when my spirituality began, because I was like, felt like I was being suppressed and oppressed to such a level that it kind of caused my awakening to begin. And so this year I've not previously done any solstice or equinox, the rituals. And this, I like, I usually will use those days to set an intention just on my own and kind of use them as like quarterly check-ins. But I've never really partnered with a group or anybody else to do, to really tap in significantly, spiritually, and use those as the gateways and the portals that they are. And this equinox yesterday, over this weekend, was really the first time that I decided to do it. And so just like a couple of days before, I'm trying to think, it was earlier, like this past week, this past week was a full moon in Pisces, which is my rising sign, or my birth sign. Like I'm a Pisces. And then it was a lunar eclipse a couple of days later. And then a couple of days later, it was the equinox. So it was like Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, all of those events. So it's been a big week. And so earlier in the week, I just so happened upon this lady's YouTube channel. And honestly, like, I'm so new to it. I think her name is Kelly, and her brand is channeling Raphael, Archangel Raphael. And I'll link her stuff because that's all the more that I know. Anyways, I came across it in YouTube. It came across my feed as like a suggested for you, and I clicked on it. And I think it was because I was wanting to, actually, now that I think about it, I think I was searching for, it might not have been a suggested for you, but I was searching for what are the equinoxal themes. I don't know if equinoxal is a word, but we're rolling with it. And I came across, anyways, regardless, I just came across her stuff. First time, literally this week, I came across it. And she was talking about the energies, and she is in Glastonbury, and her team or group or whatever, her community, is using the equinox and being in Glastonbury as, as a, like, preparing a grid work for just using the power, the energies of the equinox to open and download light codes and ground them into the earth, along the heart chakra, which according to her is in Glastonbury. Her and her sources, I don't really know. I feel like anyways. So, like, just channeling and grounding these energies and these light codes from our, like, just, I don't know, from up here, channeling it down as above, taking a lot of those higher dimensional frequencies, and grounding them into the earth, and she's activating what she's calling the Archangel Michael and Mary Magdalene lines that run in Glastonbury. You can find out more information. I can't really speak to her work. I literally have been in her work for like less than a week. So I can't speak to exactly what she's doing. Anyways. So she was there. She's there physically, and some of her team is there physically, but she also was doing a virtual thing that was a channeled guided meditation around doing what she's doing there in person, and kind of just, coming into our astral bodies or our spiritual bodies, and also anchoring in that grid into ourselves, into our own light bodies, and then also, of course, where we are at physically. So doing this remotely all throughout the world, and anchoring this into the grids, the ley lines, the telluric lines on the earth. So I signed up for that yesterday, and just what has really, all of this is to say, it's really brought me to this place where there's the equinox, the fall, I think both of them, I'm guessing both of them, are a great, the theme is harmonization and unity and oneness, and bringing the light and the dark into equal measure, into harmony. You can think of the yin yang symbol, right? It's light and dark create the one, create harmony, union, wholeness. And so the theme is around that, the equinoxal theme. I'm going to keep using that word if it's not a word. I just made it one. So using that theme has really been interesting, because then in meditation this morning, part of the theme of coming into unity consciousness, or coming into oneness consciousness, or Christ consciousness, is being able to equally hold and equally value and equally see as necessary and worthy both the lightness and the dark, which in a human experience translates into not judging something as good or bad, and really getting rid of that dualistic polarity way of thinking and viewing the world and viewing yourself and viewing others and viewing the conditions of the world as good or bad, and releasing that and coming into understanding and really knowing that both of them are vital to, and both of them are part of the wholeness of all that is, of the one. So I'm like, this is so interesting. Like, I don't want to say this out loud. I can feel myself like wanting to hold this back, but I'm like $25,000 in debt, and it's not like acute debt. It's like student loans or something. It's just icky credit card debt. And this has like really happened and accumulated. It's like started accumulating around the time of my divorce. So it's been like 3 years of holding on to debt. And it's just kind of like accumulated throughout those 3 years. So it didn't start off that way. It started off around like 10, like 13 after my divorce, like, and going through that experience, there was just, it was rough. Anyways, so there has been a tremendous amount of shame and guilt. Maybe not guilt. Maybe like guilt. Well, I don't know. Maybe like I'm guilty of doing something wrong, kind of. Like I'm guilty of like doing life wrong. I'm guilty of like this debt snowball, like getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that doesn't feel good. So like that kind of guilt. I don't know if guilt is even the right emotion, but just like this sense of failure, this sense of embarrassment, this sense of like, oh my God, I can't get my life together, this sense of inadequacy and feeling less than, because I just have this like big sore thumb, elephant in the room, monkey on the back, like just this huge. I'm doing this because it's like in the background of my experience, like it's always there. And it's just like this big, it feels like it's this big weight that's kind of always present and I'm always carrying. And in meditation this morning, well, let me just clarify. So in case like those emotions didn't quite paint the picture, like it's really been this weight and pressure that has been on me that has really crippled my creativity, my sense of adventure, my sense of joy, my sense of feeling capable, my self-confidence, in my work as a coach, it's really muddied and gotten in the way of how I show up as an entrepreneur and how I show up and deliver my work and give my work, because there's this pressure that I need to make it work and I need to figure out how to be a successful entrepreneur and be successful in my work, while also being in integrity with my values and my beliefs and my views, which don't necessarily align to traditional mainstream ways of doing business, and doing marketing and doing sales and all of that. And so there's been like just this like constant money pressure and constant like weight of trying to figure it out, but figure it out in a way that also feels true and meaningful to me. When I say figure it out, I mean like figure out how to be successful as a coach and guide, as an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur, and be successful in my work and helping clients, and also be successful myself, by showing up in the world and letting clients know what my work is, and getting an equal exchange for that, then financially, like exchanging my services for money. And there's just been such a block or such a challenge for me trying to figure that out. And all the while, as I'm figuring this out, there's this background pressure and weight of like, you need to figure it out soon. You need to figure it out soon. You need to figure it out soon. But also, like, I need help doing that, but help feels really inaccessible. I see a lot of people who I want to be like and want to strive to, like, I see what they're doing and I'm like, yep, that's it. Like, that's what I'm wanting to do. Like, yes, please. And you go to like click on their stuff and it's like $3,000, $6,000. Like, you know, you want to engage with their content and you want to know what they know. And there's like oftentimes, I'm not saying always, and I'm certainly not bashing anyone. This is just my experience and like where I have been in the past 3 years. And so then it's like, well, I can engage with that, but then I'm adding on $3,000 or $5,000 to my debt, and I'm making that increase. And I'm taking a gamble because I don't know if what they have to share is actually going to be something that is well suited for me and my learning style and what I need. Like, I don't really know. So there's also, it just, in that sense, it feels like help has just been kind of something that feels like it's been out of my reach. And so, at least in terms of hiring someone who is specialized in something that could really help me gain momentum. So it just was always like this, I don't know, like maybe I need to figure this out on my own. I need to figure this out on my own, or like, let me just buy a book. I've done so much reading. It's been amazing, but that's kind of like the way that I take it. I'm like, well, I can't, that doesn't really make a lot of sense for me. So let me either just consume their free content that they have available, and also just start doing a lot of reading. Cause there's a lot of resources. I mean, it's an abundant universe. There are so many resources out there that you don't need for, $3,000. I'm not saying that what they have to offer isn't valuable, but I'm saying like when you have this huge, I'm doing this because it just feels like this huge rock, this huge weight of debt that is like makes every single purchase be so, feel so, I don't know, just like feel so like you really have to scrutinize and be like, is this really something that's worth putting myself in even more debt for? And a lot of times that answer is no. And I get that that's a scarcity mindset. And obviously that's why there's this experience of debt. So circling this back so there's this like huge weight of debt. So circling this back to my meditation this morning on equinox, we're getting there. I'm a very long-winded talker, and that's why I'm doing these. YouTube is going to be my main way of communicating with the world and building community, because this is just how I show up. So I was in meditation this morning, and kind of the visual or the image or the idea that came in was, first of all, so if we're honoring that both the light and the dark are valuable, then that translates everywhere in your life. So that translates to the positive experiences that you have, and the negative experiences that you have are equally valuable. So what is the value of debt? What is the value of that experience? And I have been in this place, like I said, for about 3 years now, which for me has felt like a very long time. Like, I have been in this mindset, or been in this way of being, been in this paradigm for what feels like a very long time, because it's unpleasant. It's not a very enjoyable way of living life. It's just is not in the way that I'm relating to debt and to money in this scarcity mindset. It's not, obviously, people that are um, that are financially abundant, they might have debt, but their relationship to debt is entirely different. It can be very helpful for them to have debt, just in the way that their finances work, and it makes a lot of sense to have debt. But mine's not that kind of debt. Mine is a very different, like, my relationship to it is very different. And so circling back. So this visual that came through is like, this debt has effectively, the weight of it has crushed me down, has put so much pressure and so much weight on me that I have begun to really start to, and might sound really cheesy, but literally this is the vision that I get, and it feels and rings so true for me, is that I have been under this pressure and under this weight, transcending into a diamond, literally. Like, that is what the value of the darkness of the darkness of scarcity, the darkness of separation, the darkness of limitation, and feeling limited and feeling small and feeling just, I don't know, hellish, like, just feeling like everything is so hard, and just not knowing that there's a way out, but not knowing how in the hell to get to that way out it's such a hard experience. And in that, so what that has forced me to do, though, is to really, again, transcend into a diamond. It has caused me to really get clear about the kind of life that I want to be living. It has caused me to come into my power, because I have had to wake up every single day in that experience of lack and limitation and feeling powerless, and try to make it through the day and try to make it through that life experience, when it just feels like I'm wandering around in the dark 99% of the time. And through that, I've had to come even more deeper in connection with myself, and in connection with all that is, in connection with the one, in connection with God, and in connection with infinite intelligence, and build that relationship, because I have nowhere else to turn. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what is what. Like, I know that I don't want to be in this experience of lack and limitation. And so that has caused me to come inside. That has caused me to study. That has caused me to look for answers, and to seek truth, and to seek knowledge, and to seek understanding. And all of that has been this process of me transmuting the energies of lack and limitation. And I'm doing this because my energy is rising. This is Kundalini energy rising. Okay, this is the awakening. We're lifting consciousness from this earthen consciousness and we're bringing it up into the consciousness of all that it is. It's rising consciousness. It's expansion consciousness. It is infinite intelligence and raising consciousness to that. And through freeing up the density of the lower three chakras and the density of lack, limitation, and separation, and freeing it up to abundance and unity and love and harmony. Whew. Lost my train of thought a little bit through that tangent. I couldn't have had this experience, this liberation, this awakening, if it wasn't for this weight of debt that gave me the container, gave me the reasoning to want to seek the truth of who I am, to want to understand the power that I have as a co-creator, as the infinite intelligence, get in touch with the infinite intelligence that exists within me, that exists within all of us, that is connected. Everything is connected. To get in touch with that, to understand how it works, to understand how it functions. So to understand how I work and how I function and my brain and the laws and all of it, the power, how to create, how to, AKA manifest, how to understand that the darkness, the hardship, the separation, the lack, the limitation is really there for me, to help me to come back into my power, to come back to source, to find my way back to God, to find my way back to all that is. And it's really fucking beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's beautiful to love myself and accept myself, even though the conditions of my life aren't perfect, even though the condition of my body isn't perfect, even though the condition of my habits and my thinking and my relationships and my work and my finances, like none of it is perfect. None, like but my understanding of myself and my ability to love all of it and be grateful for all of it, for the experience that it has given me, and for the understanding of myself and my power that these conditions, this darkness has given me, is so much more important and valuable than, and not even just, I hope I'm using language correctly here. I don't want to convey the wrong idea. It's so much more powerful than any condition, because the conditions can change like that. All of it can change like that. The second that when I know my power, anything outside of me no longer has power over me, because I understand that the power is within me, and everything that I'm seeing and everything that I'm creating and everything that I'm experiencing is only a reflection of me, my thought processes, my thought habits, my beliefs, my views, my perspectives, and my greater understanding of all that is, my understanding of the way creation works, the way that that I work, the love that I am. It's very simple. It's not complex at all. But knowing that, being that, embodying that is priceless. There's no, it's, it's power. It's understanding and knowing. It's being in tune and in touch with all that is. It's being connected to everything. It's being in the center of the Vesica Pisces. It's being in alignment. It is bringing heaven on earth and being heaven on earth and being the Christ consciousness and bringing that down to earth. It's this infinite loop of bringing bringing energy up and bringing energy down. As above, so below. As within, so without. It is being in that flow, the rhythm of harmony. It's understanding that everything is fluid, everything moves. The conditions are not permanent. They're not a life sentence. They will shift and change as I shift and change. And so here I am, creating a video, being really vulnerable, saying and being willing to put on the internet, sharing my story of debt, which is just something that I have previously held so much shame around, but I don't anymore. It doesn't hold power over me. In fact, I'm like, let's be best friends, debt. Like, oh my gosh, thank you for showing me and giving me the opportunity to come into myself, giving me the opportunity to master my mind, to understand my mind, to master my architectural ability to create, to understand my responsibility and my role in the creation of my life experience, to take responsibility and ownership for that, and to grow into that understanding, to grow into that responsibility, to understand, to have the humility to say, like, okay, I don't know anything. I'm a student. I've been screwing this up somehow. It doesn't feel good. What do I need to do to feel good, to feel in alignment? And the answer to that has always been and will always be to connect to your source, connect to the source, to connect inwardly to all that is, to infinite intelligence that is you, that is you, that is within you, and that is all around. It's all interconnected. It's all interconnected. We are all interconnected. We are all love. That is infinite intelligence. The conditions that you're experiencing, the conditions that we're seeing collectively as lack, limitation, separation, creating conflict, poverty, violence. I know that it's painful and hard to endure and to witness and to be a part of. And it's serving a higher purpose. It really is. It's part of the process of our evolution of consciousness, the evolution of humanity. And that might be really weird or hard to understand or to grasp or to feel like is true. And you don't have to, believe me or take me at my word. When you connect and you drop in whatever way that looks for you, you will feel that. You will start to understand that. And that's a journey. It doesn't necessarily all come at once. Sometimes for some people it does. But even if you do get those insights, there's still an integration process that has to happen. A shedding of what no longer serves. And that's what we're experiencing. In order for us to evolve, in order for us to ascend or to expand our consciousness into something greater, we have to shed that which no longer works. This dense energy, this dense consciousness needs to refine in order to be lifted up. We have to refine and release the gross density of these experiences of lack, limitation, and separation. And as that's happening, it feels horrible. It feels hellish. It looks hellish. But that's serving, again, it's serving a purpose. It's serving as the catalyst that allows us then that gives us reason to need to find alternative solutions, that gives us reason, if we so choose, to use our free will to take accountability and responsibility for ourselves and our life, and be really honest and pure about what that means and for us. Then it gives us the opportunity to evolve, to fall and come under grace, to embody more love, to embody more grace, to embody the beautiful privilege and treasure and honor it is to be able to become a diamond, to be able to become a beautiful steward of the earth and of humanity, and to help others and serve others, and to help ourselves and serve ourselves, to be experiencing the life that we want to be experiencing, and to help others do that in whatever way that looks like. We are all connected. We are all here together. All of us. Even the ones that were like, what are you doing? Them too. They're helping us too. The darkness is as much your friend as the light. That's my truth. That's my understanding from all of the seeking that I have done. And all you have to do is just, the signs are everywhere. Okay, these are the two circles of darkness and light, and it's in harmony, in the coming together of both of those and existing in harmony with both of them, that we find our oneness, that we find our wholeness, that we find our sense of completion, our sense of knowing, our sense of understanding. Again, the yin yang symbol, something that's been around for thousands and thousands of years, contains such a simple and basic truth. Being in creation, being in form, means that we are in duality. But in that duality, we are still within the one. We are still within the one. We are still whole. I love you. Thank you for watching this. I hope that what I've shared and my experience is somehow helpful for you if you're looking for help. And just know that all of this exists within you. I have experienced this, and this has been where I have come on my journey so far. And because I have done this, it is in our collective consciousness. It is shared. It is here. And you can tap into this for yourself and experience this for yourself, through your heart, through your heart. The universe is within you. I love you.